I can't wait for PAX West! All the games, all the merch, and all the... Ow! That's right, I went to PAX West again! This will be my 4th time going, playing games, meeting people, and suddenly learning people I hand my business cards to are community managers for extremely large games. Goody! Going into PAX West, my only goal was to play Smash, and I was able to 4 times. Which was an absolute dream. But before we get into why Smash is so awesome, let's get into the other games I got to play. Woo! In no particular order, we're starting with Zarvo, or Zarvot. I'm saying Zarvo. A game I got my first taste of back in 2015 at my very first PAX West. The game was good then, but it's friggin' great now! I didn't get the full experience as the station was only running a 1v1 type mode like it was in 2015, but that means updates to the battle mode! This time you get a ground slam attack, a spinning star type attack, and of course, your laser has been powered up. Blast your way through walls, double jump over obstacles, and sneak up on your enemies in this cube-based adventure. Also, don't be a square and get ready for its release on the Nintendo Switch. I'm really excited for this one. Suda51 is one of my favorite game developers. While I may not have played many of his games, I have met the man in person. I shook his hand, hugged him, and got to party with him at his Silver Case release party a few years ago. He's back at it again with this No More Heroes installment. Travis and, Player 2 are stuck in the game world, and it's your job to fight through it as you struggle against enemies old and new, and even against the controls to stay alive. My only issue with this game is the recharge mechanic. Your weapon has to be constantly charged or risk doing pitiful amounts of damage. To charge the weapon, you click the left control stick and shake the controller. This will charge a battery meter that will deplete each time you attack something. This can get real dicey during a boss battle or if you're fighting by yourself. Of course, there's probably going to be options to enhance this mechanic, or so I hope, but the game looks friggin' awesome. I can't wait for it to come out in January. Hook it, pull it, hold it, place it. Treasure Strike is a competitive puzzle type game in which you must match treasures with the keys of the same color to beat your opponent. Fill up the demon block bar to send one to your opponent. You can't clear multiple at once, so your opponent will have a hard time dealing with many of them. With a multitude of characters and grappling hooks to pick from, the zany design of the characters you put together will only add to the fun of this Meteos Wario's Woods type mashup game. Ever played Diablo 3? Well, that's exactly what you're gonna get again on the Nintendo Switch. It's Diablo, but this time it's portable! I don't have too much to add to this except the fact that the Demon Hunter is probably the easiest class. You have an attack that just sucks the enemy essences off screen. They go goodbye and you get their health. That is overpowered, my friends. Ever played Dragon Ball FighterZ? Well, that's what you're getting again on the Nintendo Switch. It's FighterZ, but this time it's portable! Anyone else get a feeling of deja vu here? Anyway, it's more of what makes FighterZ, but this time it's on a smaller screen and it will still feel just as FighterZ-y. This highly customizable 4-player crash 'em up game is about neon lights, daunting racetracks, and destroying your enemies in a quick-witted drifting good time. If you've ever played party golf, it's more of that, but with cars! Customize your game mode, hand a friend a controller, and couch co-op some games, and come up with some crazy modes. Then get in there and smash everyone up until you're the last one standing. Grab Party Crashers right now on Steam Early Access. It's a fun one. I got to play Pokemon Let's Go Eevee version, so I'm not too sure about the Pikachu version, but the Eevee version was fine. The game seems fine. The Pokeball controller is a little confusing and unintuitive, and throwing Pokeballs is just about the biggest crapshoot the game can give you, but the rest was fine. Battles were as fast as they usually are, catching Pokemon works the same way it does in Pokemon Go, and bug Pokemon zip around the screen to annoy you. Oh, and you get experience points for catching wild Pokemon, so hunting them isn't a total waste of your time. But yeah, the game is just fine. Well, this was a game I wasn't expecting. I've been following this game's development for a few months now, and I was excited to hear it was playable at PAX West, but upon jumping into the demo, I wasn't prepared for what happened. You are a person and you arrive on the island of Oob, where there are people, your farm, and these creatures called Ooblets. You collect them by battling wild ones a la Pokemon, but you do not spit fireballs at each other until someone falls down. Instead, you dance battle. I'm not sure how one can defeat the other one without some sort of capoeira type dance, but hey, it happens. Upon defeating an Ooblet, a seed was given to me that I then planted. It grew into the Ooblet I defeated. There's also a few chores you have to take care of before making too much progress. This is another just fine game. There's some Animal Crossing type chores, with some Stardew Valley type farming in there, all in the pursuit of getting the longest chain of Ooblets to follow you around Dragon Quest III style. It's vibrant and adorable, and you should all look into it. Before I lay into this game hard, I will remind you and myself that this was a demo and there are bound to be a few bugs. Upon playing the demo, one may assume that this game is absolute crap. Poor platforming, ledge detection of an early stage brawlout, and combat that equates to press a button until the enemies fall down, and a dodge mechanic that has a longer wind-up than the actual dodge. Yeah, one may assume that this game is crap. I have very few positive things to say about the game right now. It will evolve and change as the full release date approaches, but for now, this game is just not well done. One series of Soul game. 2 series of Soul game. 3 series of Soul game. 4 series of Soul game. 5? Yep, Bandai Namco wants more of the hardest ball spotlight than they already do with Bless Unleashed. This time they want to make it some kind of online MMO. Kind of strange considering I had to bludgeon the boss all by myself, but at least I won. This game was fun and way more forgiving. Combos were listed on the left side of the screen and attacks felt like they actually did damage. Also, playing defensively against a boss will not work very well. The only real attacks that you had to dodge were its eye laser and its paralyzing attack. Those killed me once. Then I went ham and won because I stayed behind him the whole time. The true strategy of Souls game bosses. Stay behind them until they get pissed and do their screen clearing attack. This dungeon exploring game that seamlessly meshes dating sim and dungeon crawler is way more fun than I thought it was going to be. The combos are quick, easy to learn, and powerful. The dating sim parts don't break up the action too much, and the art is incredible. Pick your weapon, figure out its personality, then date it. Don't worry, your other weapons won't get jealous if you happen to take a liking to the wavy-haired dagger, or the shirtless sword, or the cat. Not sure how that one's gonna work, but that's okay! This game is tightly controlled and the dungeon exploring won't leave you too lost as the map is displayed in the upper left corner for your convenient guiding needs. Strike down some small enemies, kiss your blades, then get some treasure because you gotta look nice for your dates tonight. What I got to play of this game was a much more simplistic version of Castlevania. One weapon, one attack type, and one magic attack. There didn't seem to be much variation on that, and the dungeon, or chasm, was rather samey as well. I hope the full game has more to it because what it has now is rather lacking. We'll see though because it's coming to the Switch! Yeah, explore the chasm on the go as you stab spiders, slice worms, and cut ropes to figure out exactly which part of the dungeon you were traveling to again. This game is just a fun design taken to the extreme and made into a game. When your tagline is decapitate your friends, you know you're in for something good. Pick a character, pick a stage, then defeat your rivals by knocking them over, removing their heads, and destroying their heads in various ways. Shoot them off stage in a cannon, feed them to a shark, put them in a grinder, eat them! There are many different ways to get rid of your friends' heads, and Head Snatchers has thought of all of them and more. No. Tiny Build has been hitting it out of the park lately, and this game is no exception. Hellpoint is Space Dark Souls, only this game is way more forgiving. There are multiple classes, multiple weapons, multiple attack types, and not only that, there's my favorite thing to do to enemies in any video game ever. Throw things at them. The class the moderator gave me had an axe that you can chuck at your enemies. The axe stays in them even after they die. Land a headshot, it is now immortalized even in their death. Land a nut shot, you, sir, are impressive. Not only that, the game has local co-op so you and your buddy can die in space to enemies that look like they're part of the background too, or chuck axes together. Remember, a friendship built on hurling axes at enemies is a forever friendship. Quote me on that. Fixing your grandmother's computer after she opens an obviously infected email is probably tiresome for most people. Know the fun way of dealing with this? Playing a Mega Man type game to find the fix. That's exactly what this game is. In Exception, you take the mantle of an antivirus program that's setting out to fight off the virus that your grandmother got on her computer. She swears she didn't click anything, but you know what happened. This visually entertaining and well-controlled game will hand you all the tools you need to deal with any and all situations as you work your way through each level. Get ready to buckle down and watch the stage morph as you move closer and closer to the core. Your final battle awaits. Finally! Yeah! This game was worth an hour wait in line. This game about shooting people in the most stylish way you can follows you and your friend who is a banana named Pedro through this high-stakes, high-bullet count adventure. Take down ruthless murderers, bloodthirsty killers, and a butcher who hides explosives in his mystery meat as you cut your way through town leaving only bullet-ravaged bodies in your wake. So focus up and throw down. Pedro told you to. Or did he? I was not expecting to like this game as much as I did. Upon first glance, I could see some immediate lines being drawn between it and Splatoon, but I would like to point out that the look is the only thing that connects the two. Gung Ho has another blockbuster game on their hands here. Blow a bubble with your bubble gum. The bigger the bubble, the bigger the weapon you pull out of it. Then go in and beat down your opponents for points. Be careful though, they can do the same to you. And don't forget to press ZR to get rid of your bubble before charging into combat. Otherwise, you'll be stunned upon being hit. Another tip, go and find things called drones. They're red and they give you lots of points if you defeat them. This game's fun, cel-shaded type feel will have you getting distracted with your want to explore the city setting rather than destroy your enemies. I look forward to this game coming to the Switch in 2019. Bring on the Ippon! Think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, I have absolutely no idea. What the golf? This anti-golf game will have you, I'm not entirely sure. You're not even really golfing, you're sort of just playing it by ears as far as the mechanics go. One hole, you're a web shooting spider ball. Another hole, you're a house trying to fling its way through traffic. On another hole, you're a soccer ball trying not to get kicked by kids. This game has a strange way of dealing with golf, but I like it because I don't like golf. If you like randomness in all the right ways, then I recommend you check out What the Golf. I have a few thoughts on Super Mario Party. The first is that I cannot tell you if I liked it or I did not because I didn't play what Super Mario Party is going to be. We definitely played the equivalent of what will become the online mode or the Super Mario-thon, the collection of 4 to 5 minigames that you compete in online for the best ranking. You will get points for how you perform in all 5 minigames, adding to your final score upon completion of all 5. I liked it. It wasn't even 5 minutes of performance-based minigames like who can last the longest, who can do this task the fastest, all culminating in the final score. Simple. My second thought is that I really hope all the minigames in Super Mario Party aren't the way these 5 were presented. I hope there's timed ones and duels and 1v3s like in previous installments. My concern is that ND Cube has done away with these again and will hand us another lackluster Mario Party game with only a few new bells and whistles to annoy people with. I hope there's dynamic minigames that don't just scale with the number of players like we used to have. Give us minigames like those in 4 through 7 and in 9 and 10. Please don't pull from the 3DS titles. Just give us the best reboot the series can hope for. Third thought, Monty Mole is playable. That is all. I'm sure you're all expecting me to tout this game as the best in show, the reason to go to PAX West, and the soon-to-be best game of the year. I'm sure you're all expecting that. I definitely thought that upon walking to the station to play it. I obviously liked it as I got back in line 3 more times throughout the 4-day convention. It's Smash, of course it's really good. Really well put together and really well executed. It's colorful and attacks hit hard, and Ridley is really strong. Link has been improved vastly, Ganondorf is much slower, and Inkling is a lot of fun to play. It all meshes together really well. I have no issues with this game, and this is the first one I got to play before a demo or the game were made publicly available, and it really helped me temper my hype for the game. Whereas before I was over the moon and ready to do anything just to get a taste. Now that I've had it, I can think more clearly. Yes, I'm still excited for this game. I'm still excited to see what comes next from it. It's a very good game. I just want to see where it goes from here. One more thing, in previous Smash installments, if you charge a Smash attack, it will release when fully charged. In Ultimate, you will hold your position in your charged Smash attack until the button is released. You'll stand there like a statue until you stop holding the button. It's a little odd for Smash, but it could very well change between now and when it's released. Yeah, it's good. I hope I get to see more. And those were the games I got to play at PAX West. A lot of good ones with very few to break up that awesome action. Did you go to PAX West? Tell me about your favorite games. Did you not go? Which of these looked the best? Tell me in the comments below. While you're at it, why not share this video and be sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.